What's going on, and welcome to the Stick Drift Podcast, a podcast for all things cars, racing games, motorsports, and more. Josh,
Did
you know that they're actually I bought you a Urus actually.
Thank you.
April Fools!
Year ruined.
It's
Year
April.
ruined. I can't believe it.
We're filming on April 2nd, and the podcast comes out on April 3rd. What's going on, boys? Welcome back to the Stick Drift Podcast. Like the intro says, a podcast for all things car
The April
culture.
Fools is this episode coming out on the 3rd.
Exactly, right. Yes, the podcast might be switching over to a Monday because I've got a bunch of plans and stuff and whatnot, so maybe, hopefully, should be... I could maybe work with Monday. They're still going to shuffle around. It's that,
Too busy not streaming.
They can be filmed the podcast can be filmed at some point during the weekend then, I guess. Maybe, and I should maybe have some point free on the weekend. I'll figure it out. Is what I'll do. But yeah, the podcast may be adjusting what time it comes out. But other than that, welcome to the podcast for all things car culture, racing games, and motorsports.
I don't know what episode it is either.
It's episode 21, I want to say. I feel like we had our 20th episode.
It's a week later as well.
Oh, yeah, true, yeah.
It's going to be a week one day.
What's going on? Oh, there we go. What's the what?
It's going to be a week 1 day late, which is...
Yeah, but it is episode...
22, 1.
Probably. This is episode 21 of the podcast. See, and that's a funny number. See, because 21 on the April Fool's episode.
The April Fool, yeah.
Yeah, God, how are we going to believe any of these news articles?
No one's fool. You said 4 Summit was this time of year at some point.
Exactly. It would have been, oh my God, would it have been 2 years ago? No, it couldn't have been. Wait, was it the agency? No, it must have been.
It would have been agency, yeah.
2 years ago, the Z4 Agent Edition came out. Oh God, ew.
That's way that puts 2 years a lot more into perspective than Morbius releasing 1 year ago.
Morbius did come out 1 year ago, and that's pretty crazy. What happened like April Fools in cars like a year ago, or like just in general a year ago, 2 years ago? What? Like I have no idea actually.
BMW probably sold a car, hasn't it?
I've only really been connected with cars and car culture because of this podcast. This podcast is single-handedly making me a car person. Like. Before this,
I don't think car brands really do anything for April Fools. They have to take themselves too seriously.
Exactly, that's the thing. I was gonna say that, like, oh yeah, believe in all of these articles and whatnot, but yeah, none of them.
Not even Lotus done anything for April Fools, and that says it all, really.
Exactly. Like even I did something for April Fools. I did the Lotus. You'd think the Lotus TikTok account at least would, you know, but I did a G-Wagon being added to the crew too. It went pretty well, as it does every year.
That's a tie-in, because the last thing on the Talk Around the podcast was the the GLC G-Wagon thing.
Exactly.
It's all a tie-in.
It's a podcast reference. Yes.
I'm sure everyone understood that as well.
Exactly. I could have done the Charger Red Eye Hellcat, I guess. I just thought that I could have done that. I could have wrapped around and done the Supra again, because I
re-upload the old videos on April Fool.
Just yeah. I did think there was a split second where I was like, what if the April Fools is that I don't upload today?
That would be a pretty good April Fool's.
It would have been. It really would have been. But yeah, I did the G-Wagon April Fools. Unfortunately, I messed up because I didn't put any text explaining it on the black screen at the end, so you can tell the viewers who just click it and skip to the gameplay in my videos, because they're the ones commenting, why is mine just a black screen the whole time?
Entrusting the SidWaj audience to understand an April Fool's joke is too much to ask.
It's the hashtag, it's the pinned comment now. Like, now if you're gonna go comment, why is the screen black? I don't see the Urus in game. The G-Wagon in game. You're a lost cause. You're a lost cause, it's what's happened there. Other than that, I don't know. But did I see much April Fooling? I think, some YouTubers did stuff, like Memulous did a fake face reveal.
There were some banger F1 ones, to be fair, but I can't tell what ones were April Fools or what ones were honest, the thing.
Yeah.
Williams
Williams
the line
won a
between
race.
F1's normal comedy poor tweets and the April Fool's tweets. There's a line where they merge, and I can't tell
Yeah.
which ones are in that line.
I imagine, yeah, Williams won, and then they got that's the April Fools. Williams has been a good team this whole time, and that was the April Fools. Like,
Yeah.
they released the standing
On April
and then-
April 1st. When was April? That was a Saturday, wasn't it?
it was yesterday, yeah, Saturday.
Yeah, they get first and second in qualifying. Then today's race, they just don't even move. They just sit there and get out of the car.
Yeah, yeah. The April
It's
Fool
like
is the
we could
Williams...
be good.
it's just a flex, yeah. They just actually like destroy everyone for one race, and then sit there for every other race just to know that they could be good if they tried. That's the real April Fools, and I back that. Oh, and you know the Game Awards guy. I'd like to nominate this award to my favorite Orthodox rabbi, Bill Clinton.
Yeah.
He's been doing it's like every single slightly relevant Twitter account on Twitter has done face reveal in 30 minutes, and then it's been that guy was the account all along, basically. And they're all different
All I know
videos.
for is the name 10 books.
Oh, yeah!
Which is such a banger quote. It makes no sense.
I mean, I think he actually went deep into his explanation at one point. He was just like, yeah, these celebrities think of them so big, so I just piss them off. But, like, yeah, he's been going around on, like, every single decently big Twitter account. And it's been like face reveal in 30 minutes, and then it's him, and it's not like it's the same video every time. They're individually made videos in different locations, in different areas, specifically for that Twitter account, to be like, yeah, it was me all along, I made this account to control the youth or whatever. It's which that has been
Dedication.
fun. It's some good dedication. Like, he had to reach out to all these people, be like, we'll do this, and like, yeah, he does a cool, I guess. But April Fools, what was your April Fool's like?
I literally nothing.
Yeah, comment down below. Comment. Prank us in the comments.
Comment.
Say something.
April Fooled.
Exactly. Yeah. Comment something outrageous, like they just made a good-looking Urus, and then you...
That would be the over April Fools.
And then spam enter and for 5 times, and then April Fools. So you have to click read more to see April Fools.
Exclamation mark claim.
There you go. But yeah. The topics we're going to be talking about this week on the Stick Drift podcast. Things that we will maybe skim over. Dodge teases an SUV, the Dodge Hornet. The screaming MG Metro is being reborn for 2024. Oh, Josh, you have gone green.
I've gone
there
green.
You go. You were April Fools.
Wait, that was a Christmas reference as well.
Exactly. It was a reference to episode 1 of the podcast where the whole thing was green.
I put that Metro thing in there because I don't know how they can get away with it. Because it's not actually MG making it. It's some other brand has just made a Metro 6R4.
Oh, I mean, you're technically... It's if they don't sell it, right? Am I crazy? Or it's like if they don't make money off it? Because that's how, like, recreating cars works, right?
Well, I mean, it's like 200 grand, so I'd assume they're making money off it.
Oh, no, yeah. But you never know, right? People make Ferraris and stuff, and, like, the stipulation is
Ferrari said cease and desist, yeah.
Oh, yeah, true, I guess, yeah. But as far as I was aware, the stipulation is just that, like, you can't make money off it, right? It's like how that guy's recreating the whole of Simpsons Hit and Run, but he's just, like, legally he has to specify, you won't be able to get this, you can't buy this, you can't touch it anywhere. The Dodge, a new Dodge SRT 170, 1,025 horsepower. That's, like, at least one more than 1,024.
It's at least.
Exactly. The final Mini Clubman, which, like... Minis sell like 3 cars. What else are they going to sell?
I didn't even know the Clubman was still made. The Clubman's the one with the doors that open like barn doors,
doors
like this on the back.
Yeah, like
I thought that was discontinued for like the normal Cooper estate.
No, I've seen newer ones of the Clubman. To be fair, but don't Mini make like 3 different models? I can't. Like, what if they lose the Clubman? What else are they going to make?
Cooper, the Clubman, and the
It's like an SUV. It's like
the
it's just like an SUV. It's in the
I
Coupe too,
forget
know
the
that.
name.
But yeah, the Cooper S, the Clubman, I don't know, probably a Clubman S. And then like what else do they do? I don't know. They're a
Countryman.
Countryman. That's the one.
Countryman, Clubman, and then the Cooper.
Oh, I was right. They actually made three. They actually literally made three models. So it's like, what if the Clubman disappears? What else are they gonna do? Either we get a new Mini this year, or
probably be replaced with an electric Mini, I imagine.
Oh yeah, true.
Well, no, they already make one. That's the one with the Cryptotron wheels. That's the Mini electric.
Oh yeah. Is that an SUV? As far as I remember, I'm fairly certain it was, right?
I think it's I think it's the Clubman, the Countryman, but
does it have a different name than Countryman? Because
I think it's called the Min-E Countryman. I think
that's pretty good, actually. Min-E, that's pretty good. That's actually pretty good. Yeah, so we'll probably.
Oh no, it's called the Mini Electric Countryman.
Oh, so this will be the last Clubman.
Min-E would have been a banger.
It would have been a lot better, actually. Yeah. But yeah, this one will be the final edition, and then we'll get a Mini Electric Clubman, I imagine. So yeah, final edition of that. From that, there's also look at spy photos of a new Porsche, but I'll chuck that into spotted, even though technically it's not spotted, but it has been spotted.
It would have been a 10-year-old GC3 and like these.
Cupra makes its way over to the US. Toyota Camry is being discontinued. I saw a Camry recently.
I mean, the Camry is a very Americanized car. It's a massive four-door sedan. Like, I mean, I'm surprised it was sold in Japan in the first place.
A lot of spotted while spotteds for us to go over. Some news from Renault. And then no, not two. Oh, it's CarWow. CarWow and their goddamn renders that are such non-things. They're such non-things. Like, again, it's like it'll be a render. And then the, like, big headline news things will be, could have this. Might have this
900 horsepower plus
possible.
Expected
Like, it's like, I don't get it. CarWow is weird with that. They really
Entry-level cars to cost only £75,000 in brackets, two exclamation marks.
So it's not like a it's like a more spotted while spotted, and then some big news this week, which we will definitely be talking about as a main segment. The Lamborghini Revuelto has been officially revealed and shown. I'm gonna not
I have some strong words about it. Like, just look at that side profile. And like, that's all I have to say. Like, side profile and squint.
Yeah. And then more news on Lamborghini Grand Tourer, possible electric car, and I believe that is all. And we're going to be talking in probably the gaming segment, I guess, because we haven't actually properly delved into it yet. You've only played a little bit, I haven't played it yet. The Forza expansion, which, yeah, I reckon we'll leave into the gaming segment, I suppose.
It's always an expansion.
It sure is an expansion. We can skim over the more lighter topics of the podcast for now then, like stuff like the Clubman and the ones from the start, I suppose. I mean, yeah, Mini we already sort of skimmed over in that intro segment.
The Dodge Hornet is just bad. Like, I don't even know what that is.
You know what? Like, this one, I thought sorry for audio listeners, but I thought these were two separate cars. I had to really, like...
It looks so much better in a solid color.
It looks like an egg, though. I don't know.
It looks a lot better than with the one with the stripes.
This looks like it's cosplaying a Hellcat.
Yeah.
But what's it called? It's just... It's weird. It looks too flat. It loses its, like, Dodge look, right? Like, at least this kind of looks like a Hellcat in a way where it's still a Dodge, right?
It has to be a parts bin, what's it called, with Stellantis car, because there's no way Dodge designers come up with, like, the new Hellcat, obviously, and then this on the same, like, month.
Yeah.
It's just a parts bin car to make as much profit as humanly possible.
Oh, yeah, true. People are going to buy this as well. That's gross, actually. No, that is kind of gross.
Thankfully, it's not in the UK.
Okay, good, actually, yeah. And you mentioned, so the thing about this thing, so I don't really know much about this. It's from Autocar, this article, the MG being made. So, as far as I'm aware, the legality is that you can't make money off it. They can cease and
Well, it's a
desist
company
you,
that makes them to
but-
sell them.
Oh, okay.
They're remaking the 6R4 body, and they put an Audi V6 in it, and then sell it for 295 grand.
Who owns MG?
MG, and
Oh.
they got brought by a Chinese like investment firm, and they still exist.
Oh, so...
They still sell cars.
Huh. I'm curious. Actually, no, yeah, how are they getting away with this?
Because...
I don't know. Are they just unaware? I mean, maybe, right? It's MG. If they're bought by like a... If they're owned by like a
But
Chinese
it's
investment
so weird,
firm,
because
might be out the
MG
loop.
is owned by an investment firm.
Yeah.
But it's Austin Rover MG Metro.
Yeah.
Austin Rover was brought by BMW.
Oh. So...
It was two separate brands that the government brought, so it became government owned, then were merged, which were then split when sold off to two different companies.
So I guess it's like, what is it, like two different?
I assume one of them got the license for the 6R4 name when they brought like either Austin Rover or MG.
They might have sold... Yeah, they might have just sold the license, to be fair, right? Like, surely there's a chance that they might have just, in the whole going of the buying a company, you know, you see Warner Brothers got bought, and they just started nuking their movies that were coming out. It might be similar to that, right? They might have gotten bought, and in the process of being bought, or at some point afterwards, sold the thing. Because you see this says Austin Rover. The image that I've got on screen right now of the MG, the reborn one.
They don't hold the rights to the car names, so they're calling it the new 6R4. That's the name. All new 6R4.
I think I should make the new Tesla. That's what I should do. Yeah.
I mean, sure, that's a way of getting around it, I guess.
I mean, I guess so, yeah. Like, I mean, sure.
On the other hand, MG should just make a new 6R4 anyway. Like,
yeah.
So either BMW or MG own the rights to the 6R4 then.
Well, it's like that. It's that.
Or the
classic...
British government.
Oh yeah, true. Yeah, it's like that classic rally thing, right? Like rallying, right? Yeah, it's not.
Well, you know the Renault 5 Turbo?
Yeah,
that was basically what this is, but this was the British version instead of the
I was gonna say,
French.
yeah, you got like this. You got what's the one?
The
that's...
205.
What's the cars that are in the Crew 2? There's two of them. They got bought by someone. It's an L company, Lancia. It's an L company.
I was gonna say, yeah.
It's a Lancia. Like there's the Lancia, Delta, and Stratos. I want to say, is that what it is? Yeah, like those two are really drip. The Quattro, you know, Audis are pretty stinky, but the Quattro's
I mean,
pretty
the
cool.
Quattro raced this.
Yeah. There's the like rally cars, pretty drip, frankly. Like especially the older ones. Newer ones are fine. Like what was that? Like it's like a hatch Toyota of some kind.
There's
Is it
only
a
3
Corolla?
cars in WRC now.
Oh,
The
is there?
Ford Puma, the GI Yaris, I think they race.
God, even
And,
the Puma could maybe look good in a rally like style.
and then the Hyundai. Hyundai raced the i20, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
That's the only 3 teams in WRC.
Oh, okay. Huh. Why
WRC
is
has
everyone-
fallen off.
Yeah. Oh, that
Citroen,
sucks.
Fiat. Who else raced in WRC?
Well, I guess it's
Peugeot. Everyone else left. Everyone's gone.
I guess. Well, like, why? Is it dangerous? Is it too expensive? Is it because
Money.
they?
No one. The reason the 6R4 existed, like all these cars were hype, is because they had to make them and sell them to the public to be able to race. So you got like the 6R4 as a road legal car you can go down and buy.
Yeah.
Nowadays they get given a frame and they just put bodywork on. They don't have to sell the car.
Oh. So I guess. Yeah, that does kind of suck. Because I mean, it would have added a bit of.
But no one
namesake.
watches WRC anymore.
Yeah, true, right. I imagine if there's no money in the thing, then you know that's just kind of like a cope, I guess. It's like if no one's watching it, well, oh well,
Yeah,
I guess.
Like you can't charge like 100 grand for a 6R4 because it's a special. Oh, like we're winning. Look how cool this is.
Exactly right. It's like
even if you are winning, no one's watching it to buy the car.
Yeah. Like it's like the Ford GT, right? Ford GT popular because it was in that first Le Mans, right? Well, it was shit in the first Le Mans race. In that second Le Mans race, it was really good. And it's like, well, the car that was this, and like, the road versions of cars and stuff. I mean, there's a lot of that in rally, right? You see a lot of especially with the old ones. That does suck, though. It sucked to see that become like a dying sport.
Ford will, like, I reckon because Ford are only there to advertise the Puma. Like,
Yeah.
the only reason they are there is advertising. If they start losing money or the Puma starts doing poorly sales-wise, they're gone. And then just Hyundai versus Toyota.
It's probably,
Waste of
I
time.
would say it'll probably go through like a revamp phase, like rallying in general. I reckon it'll probably go through like a phase where a modernization
They will have to offer
phase.
incentives to manufacturers to race.
Yeah, that too, obviously. But I reckon it'll go through like a modernization phase. Like it'll be picked up by like a, not TikTok, but like a TikTok style company. They'll have like a new
Got
PR
Subway
manager.
surfers playing on the back of the car.
But like how you see F1 drivers doing the gritty nowadays, right? Like it'll be picked up by like a modernized company of some kind, and it'll have like it might not even be like an outwards facing company, right? It might just be like
Alonso doing the gritty. It's wild.
It might just be like a that gritty is what's carrying his career right now. It might just be that he it might be picked up by like an investment firm who has a bunch of higher ups that are like, what are the kids into these days? Rallying has to be cool and
don't think there's any way to make it go.
Yeah.
Like, you can race like what they could have as many races with as many cars as you want. You can't buy the cars. There's no tangibility to it. Like you can't ever own one of the like the GR Yaris is so far detached from the one they race.
The Yaris, that's the one I was thinking about. See, because the one Yaris I found cool was back in the, what was it, the SEMA, that one, the SEMA nuts in your mouth, April Fool's, but what's it called? That as like a only slightly altered rally version, I thought looked pretty drip. Like, I thought it looked pretty cool.
But like the Hyundai is nothing. Like the i20N, the top of tier i20N the i20 they sell, is nothing like the rally version. The rally version is longer. It's all-wheel drive. It's got a completely different engine. Like there's no tangibility to it. But there's only 3 brands.
And that was one of the cooler things, right? Like F1 is its own little pocket, so it makes sense that you can't get that, right? But like
Mitsubishi and Subaru not being in it is very odd. Well, Mitsubishi doesn't exist really anymore. But
I mean, they pulled out the UK as well, right? So like, Mitsubishi's off.
But like you see, like I don't know, Citroen throwing around a sedan that's all like somehow winning. Like it's interesting when you got some odd brand with some odd car that shouldn't be winning that is. But now you just get, I don't know, Hyundai will win one stage, then Ford wins another.
Yeah, and it's an interesting sport. You know, it's cool to see the rally cars rally and what. I still enjoy playing like dirt on wheel with the full feedback and everything. It's a fun thing. It's a fun thing to watch. It just needs to be.
The reason the i20N got so much hype is because it was so similar to the rally version. It's like, well, rally homologation is back. What?
Yeah.
If Ford had to make those Pumas, like the rally Pumas, and sell them to the public, they would sell well. Like they would. It would bring a lot more hype to the series.
But that's the issue, though, right? But like you also said, no one's really watching rally anymore. Would they sell? Because no one's watching rally anymore.
Not the i20. The GR Yaris is selling for above MSRP still.
Oh, okay. But yeah, you know what? I hope rally goes back to what it was. It needs a bit of modernization with taking in the things that made it work before, like the fact that it's like you can own the car that did the thing. You know, I like Shelby is a fair bit on that as well, right? Like the Shelby.
It needs better publishers, like advertising as well, because I've never I wouldn't even know where to go to watch a rally
advertising
race.
as well. That's what I mean, like being modernized. Like it still feels like a dated race form, right? Again, F1 now, you see them on Twitter, you see
both
the TikToks
MotoGP and F1 have changed their formats to appeal to a wider audience.
Exactly, yeah.
I don't think WRC's changed in like a decade.
Exactly. I feel like they're really, really lagging behind on the modernization at the moment, because the other sports have done that, the ones that are at least slightly keeping up.
And they 100% need this. They need more brand. They need more 3 brands. One of them's only there to advertise. They need incentives for brands.
They need racing teams, really, right? Like, because sure, you have McLaren and you have Aston Martin, but then you also have Red Bull. You know, you have AlphaTauri, which is just Red Bull again. But you have like
it costs too much money.
Like, you
can't custom make, like, the money's there in F1. So, like, you can risk spending millions to make a car. And if you come like midfield, you'll at least make your money back.
Yeah.
In WRC, spending that much money to get a car to pass all those strict regulations.
Yeah.
But there's only 3 of them. You kind of have to win.
I suppose maybe work a bit more on like partnering then, right? Like still have Audi be the team, but have it also littered with, I don't know, like
sponsors as well. There needs to be like, you need like a MoneyGram Renault in a racing all-wheel drive rally Megane or something.
Yeah. Oh God, like, I mean, there's not really rally, like, because they're always the rally stages, right? The point-to-point, the guy in the passenger seat.
There's not even a rally race in the UK.
Yeah.
Which is insane.
Yeah. It sucks, man. It sucks. Rally's a dying sport right now. Rallycross is a dying sport, and you're not seeing people do right by it. Because it creates legacy cars as well, right? Like the Quattro, the Quattro,
Imagine
the Lancia.
if MG made a new 6R4 and took it rallying. Like, the amount of hype. That alone would do more advertising the sport than anything else ever would.
Exactly, yeah. But, like, yeah, like, seeing the legacy cars is sick. Like, the Quattro, the BMW one that just looks like a Quattro. The Lancia.
I wonder if they'd done an electric series, if a Renault would race the new Renault 5.
Probably, right? And then it would also be rallied
up a little. That would be great advertising.
Exactly, yeah. Like, I honestly, it probably would. Because it's not big enough at all to be like F1, where they separate electric and then the normal one. So I genuinely think part of a modernization, 1, advertising, 2, they could go instead switch it to all EVs, because then brands will be jumping in as well. Switch it back to the cars being pretty similar enough. Brands will be chucking in their new EV cars. The advertising should be good, like actually promoting it, TikTok, stuff like that. And,
I've seen more advertising for the electric scooter races than I have WRC.
Exactly.
Because they have funny, like, Vine Boom when they slide or something.
The sport needs to be revamped a little bit. God, WRC, what a tangent. Because for WRC, man, a dying sport. And from that, unless you have anything else to talk on WRC.
I'd buy a Metro 6R4 if they made them again, I don't know.
I'll make the SidWaj racing team. That's what I'll do. We'll go to... Oh, I guess we can talk about it. You know what? We'll talk about it, okay?
I don't know where this is going.
We'll talk about it. Fine. Let me log that. There we go. On the 29th of last month of March, we got the first official look at the replacement for the Lamborghini Aventador, the official Lamborghini Revuelto, in very, very orange.
This is not the Aventador. My bad.
With 1,000 brake horsepower, 6.5 litre hybrid assisted V12, 2.5 seconds to 62 miles an hour.
Guess the range of the electric motors.
3 electric motors, range 3 miles.
6. You weren't far off.
6 miles.
6.5 miles.
What? That was a joke, guess.
They're there for the sake of saying it's a hybrid. Thumbs up, EU.
Oh no. Well, the Lamborghini Revuelto. One, the name, whatever. Okay, you get used to names, I guess. But the looks wise, I want to say, okay. I'll watch myself here. I want to say,
the back's not bad. The back's new-ish.
Not as bad as I thought it would be. Yeah,
that side profile is criminal, though. They've just taken an Aventador and been like, yeah, this is good.
Yeah, the side really is an Aventador. No, if you chop off just the bit that could be considered the front bumper, it's just an Aventador, really.
It's like a Lycan Hypersport front bumper.
Yeah,
an Aventador side profile.
Yeah. And the back is like a
Seat.
The
back of a Seat, yeah.
Yeah, but you know what? I wasn't sold on the lifted exhaust. I thought lifted exhaust pretty cringe. It's still kind of goofy, but like, sure, whatever. I'm still kind of not entirely.
It's already sold out for 2 years as well, by the way.
Is it?
Yeah.
God damn. Yeah, that makes sense though, right? They'll be the first of the Lamborghini. At least It's not like the Mustang where one guy is buying it for 50 times its retail.
Well, it's like buying a base model Aventador. It's gonna be worth like, well, you could buy older Aventadors for like 70 grand nowadays.
It won't be as bad as the Gallardo, I guess.
Gallardos are going back up now, unfortunately, because people are realizing they're better than this.
But like the front is, I don't know what to think.
It's a like a Hypersport.
Really
I can't unsee it.
No, I exactly. You know what? It was in the back of my head.
It's like the GTA, the Reaper of GTA. It's...
Yeah, it is very. Oh my god, no, it is very like a Hypersport. There we go. It's the front is a Lycan Hypersport.
It really is.
Oh no.
Lycan Hypersport, Aventador,
like
and a Cyan.
Yeah, the middle is an Aventador and the back is just a Cyan. And the Cyan, it's pretty okay from the back. I mean, I've thought about the Cyan recently more than I wish I would have, because it was the thumbnail vehicle for Motorfest. So we got the image for that. And I kind of don't like the Cyan, but I mostly don't like it from the front. And this front is kind of more acceptable than the Cyan. I don't know what the front's trying to be. Oh, there's that. I mean, it's kind of okay. You know what? I could see it. You know what? I'm willing to say I think I was slightly wrong. I thought because of the spotted while spotted and the render, I thought it was going to be a lot more jagged and angled and closer to Cyan or Veneno type of Lamborghini rather than Huracan Aventador type of Lamborghini. Do you get? Because there's that, like, there's a spectrum, right? They're on the spectrum of Lamborghinis, right? There's the goofy Egoista.
It seems a lot more upmarket than Aventador, though. Like, an Aventador's a YouTuber car.
Yeah, no.
I can't see this being a YouTuber car.
I think depending on the price in 3 years, I think I could. I think I definitely could. You couldn't see this in, like, a music video? Like a YouTuber music video? Because I could, for sure.
It's too sophisticated. It's not like...
it's just because it's too new that I think it's... I get what you mean, though. I get what you mean. It does, but I think
like it's not like an R8
right?
or an Aventador, like a first-gen Aventador. It's
yeah, but I think we'll
sits
start
in someone's
seeing...
garage with 0 miles for 10 years.
Yeah,
and they get sold for double MSRP.
You'd hope it's that, but also the Aventador, they're going to be making too many of these for I think that to be the case.
You sold out for 2 years. They're going to be making enough of them.
Yeah, true. Yeah, exactly, right. Like I feel like they're going to be making too many of these that eventually it will just be. I
think they care about the Urus. Like, that's
yeah, true.
what they're focusing on.
But what's it called? Eventually, it will be,
MSRP of $507,000.
That's not as much as I thought it would be. Like that. Am I crazy in saying that's not as much as I thought it would be?
Oh, it's going to cost more than $507,000.
I was going to say, yeah.
And that's putting pre-tax. That's the US as well.
Yeah.
So plus add 20% on.
So an extra already like 600,000 minimum.
And convert that to pounds.
And then pounds, dollars, pounds, probably like what, roughly... I forget how the conversion goes. It's less, right? So like...
Yeah.
You'd probably be going back down to like 500,000. Because it's like, what, close to £1.20 or something like that. I don't know.
620,000 US dollars is 502,000 pounds.
I was exactly right. Yeah. You'd be just going back down to 500,000. Yeah, I do think that eventually, once it's flooded into the market, it will just be. It does look a bit too pristine at the moment, but that's.
It's never gonna reach Gallardo price.
No. I don't.
Too complicated. It's got 3 electric motors and a hybrid battery. It's never going to depreciate that much.
Oh, yeah, true, I guess. That's what it is, right? That's kind of what I wished it had a bit more. Was the simplicity that the Gallardo, the Murcielago, the Aventador, that tier of Lamborghinis have. Not the Veneno and the Cyan and those like 2 one-offs they made that looked really goofy as well.
Scenario, whatever it's called.
Yeah. I was really worried it was going for that side of Lambo. This, a lot more pick-upable than something more goofy like that. I could see this driving around eventually. It'll, for a minute, be... it looks like a concept car still, right? Because it's too new. It still looks like a concept car. When it's driving around, it'll be like the Lycan Hypersport driving around way back when.
I assumed, because the R8 is an Aventador, right? I assumed the R8 was getting killed off because, Aventador gone. This is literally an Aventador. I'm amazed they just didn't make an R8 with this base.
Yeah.
Because owned by the same parent company. It's not like Audi's going to lose money on them, is it really?
I don't know. They'll probably be back with it, right? Because this is hybrid. I reckon Audi will come back with an...
The E8.
Yeah. Well, I was going to say but i8 is already a thing. What is an i8? Is that... that's the BMW, right? Yeah. That's what that is. Yeah. They'll have something. They'll do... Oh, yeah, e-tron. Yeah, so the e-tron's kind of their sporty prestige car.
They'll make like a hypercar e-tron or something. Yeah,
and it'll be like the e-tron S, right? Or the S-tron or something like that.
X, because it's performance.
Exactly, right. Yeah, it'll be something like that. And obviously, Lamborghini now finally got a hybrid. They're also going to be going into EVs, which I'll couple into this segment. But this thing, yeah, sure. You know what? Honestly, yeah, sure.
Rather a Lotus Emira.
I guess, yeah. It kind of... The more I stare at it on this screen, the more it looks like an Aventador.
like if you squint, it is an Aventador. Like,
yeah.
To someone who's like partially blind, they're gonna be confused. This is a new car.
It's like the Aventador, but wearing like that Japanese mouth smiling mask thing. It's got one of those on.
It could be an edition of the Aventador.
Exactly, yeah, exactly. And then
it's the SVJ Supreme.
And the back is just a Cyan. Like, the back's just a Cyan, I guess, really. And it's, you know what, it's a pretty nice looking mix overall. I'll admit, I was slightly wrong on this thing maybe looking bad in the end. It does still kind of look like you press a button and it launches out a hurricane, though. Like, I stand by that. It does look like you'd press a button at the back and zoom like a toy and it launches out a hurricane.
Yeah, it's still interesting.
But I could see it taking that place. From it is supposed to be the Hurricane, the Aventador replacement, so I guess, sure, it's the same type of shape as the Hurricane. Aventador. God damn it.
I use them both so many times. I don't even know which one to which anymore. They've merged.
But from that to from a hybrid Lambo to an electric Lambo. This is a render used right here, but from road and track, Lamborghini's first electric car will be a 2 by 2?
+2.
2 plus 2? What does 2 plus 2 mean?
Like the Audi TT or like the RX-8. It's not a 4-seater, but there's 4 seats. If you know what I mean.
I guess, yeah.
There are technically 4 seats in the vehicle, but...
Yeah.
If anyone fits in them, it's a different question.
A Grand Tourer. And thinking about this thing made me realize about one of the issues that kind of makes me understand why you don't like the Urus. It's the fact that they keep putting the Lamborghini shape, so like the angry front and that design, on bodies that aren't Lamborghinis, right? Because that's the thing. Lamborghini's shapes work on the sports car design, on the Lambo design. It's the fact that they're putting the Lamborghini shape on an SUV, and now the Lamborghini shape on a Grand Tourer, which is just like, look, Lambo's not Ferrari.
If it comes in at 300-ish grand, it'll be an interesting car.
Yeah, if it looks okay still, sure, maybe. But, like, look, Lambo's not Ferrari. They don't take themselves that seriously, thankfully. But also, understand that you got a bit of prestige that you're supposed to keep up. Like, come on now.
Yeah.
But then again, they be making, like, what, the rally of a Hurricane that was a while ago, the dirt's for the bold, brave is gold, and golden, I do what I'm told, and like, whatever. Yeah, that advert from a couple episodes ago. Lambo, they're goofy when they're goofy, but then they also try and be this when they're... It's weird, because they try
Imagine a Grand Tourer with that front.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I mean.
Like,
right?
I crush it now.
It wouldn't work. Like, I really want to see what they do. The Urus, already doesn't kind of work because it is just like it's like someone grabbed the top and the bottom of a Huracan and just like stretched it up a bit. Like
I've got no idea how they're going to be able to justify like £400,000+ on an EV because it's not like it's got an ultra complicated V12 hybrid or something. It's gonna have 4 electric motors, one on each corner.
They'll make it do something goofy, like they'll do they'll show that it goes from one to the other or whatever. And also, what is this trying to compete with? A Grand
The Lotus
Saloon
Saloon thing that they're coming out with?
I guess, yeah, because the Urus...
So you only have a person who makes an EV, just like, upmarket sedan thing.
Because the Urus, that competes with, like, the G-Wagon audience, the expensive Range Rover, the Rolls-Royce SUV audience. A Lambo Grand Tourer is just gonna feel like, oh, you got a Lambo, but the one you got is the one that looks like that, right? Like,
Yeah, I don't know who this is for.
No, a Lambo Grand Tourer would make no sense.
A Porsche Taycan would probably be more practical in every single aspect.
Exactly.
Because that's not a 2+2.
Exactly. It's weird. Because it's like, if you're going to do an EV, make it one of your sports cars. The Huracan EV. The Revuelto or whatever, right? Whatever. It's weird to do a Grand Tourer as the first EV, and it's going to become a Lamborghini with 0 prestige, because it's going to be a Grand Tourer.
Guarantee you this beats the, what are they called? The Gallardos to bottom, like, lowest priced Lamborghini.
Oh, absolutely. Because it would have to be so prestige. It would have to be so... Like, God, are we reactionary?
Imagine how much a replacement battery in a Lamborghini EV costs.
Yeah. Oh, no. But, are we too reactionary? Are we gonna have the same, like, oh, well, okay, maybe it's okay when that thing comes out? It can't, right? We're never wrong.
I don't like the new Aventador, so you'll probably be like, oh, this is medium rare, I don't know.
Exactly, I'm, like, lukewarm on this thing as well. It's like, sure, I could see it driving around. Like, that's as far as my opinion often goes. Like, with this thing...
The Lotus Emira is a better choice than that Aventador replacement, and the Lotus Sedan will almost certainly be a better choice than the Lamborghini Grand Tourer.
Like, we'll get this thing in the crew in like 2
Zero
weeks.
British bias was involved in that statement.
Not at all. Ooh. But like, yeah, like we'll see this thing in the crew in like 2 weeks, right? So it's like sure, it works. It'll be in video games. It'll look nice in Forza for sure. It for sure is a car. The Aventador, that is. A Grand Tourer Lambo. It would just be like, it'd be like it's how far are they from making a hatchback Lambo? That's what it is.
That would be sick, to be fair. Imagine a rear-engine V12 all-wheel drive hatchback. Yeah. They wouldn't be able to make enough of those.
It's like a bite-sized Urus.
It would weigh nothing. Yeah. Like if you're rocket ship.
But that's what I mean, though, right? How far are they? So now they're going an SUV. And
I would much rather make a hatch
than
the new Aventador and the Grand Tourer.
How far are we from a hatch? From a pickup truck? I don't know. A Lambo semi-truck. Come on. You're a sports car company. Make the sports cars, right? It's goofy. But, sure. If they work, they work. The Urus is the most sold Lamborghini ever. So, like, whatever. I guess we're wrong, I guess. Which
no,
we
everyone else
never
is
be.
wrong.
Exactly. Everyone. It's not us who's wrong. It's everyone else who's wrong. But... unless you have anything else to say on the Aventador replacement, the Revuelto, the Lambo Tourer.
No.
Fair. From that, we can go into the Spotted While Spotted segment of the Stick Drift podcast. This is the segment in which I run through all the cars that have been spotted while being spotted in the week. This is the cars covered in the livery that is supposed to hide the curves. Cars often in the testing phases that you'll hear about us talk about in maybe like a year when they actually release. And to begin with, we have me scrolling up to the segment. Why didn't I do that before? Scroll up to where it starts? I don't know, you tell me, really. We start at... Oh, I skipped it. Like I said, technically not really spotted. The Porsche 911 GT3 and GT3 Touring were caught testing. It's...
What's the difference?
I don't know. I don't like
If
this
one
word,
has a spoiler
Yeah, I guess. I don't like the hood thing that Porsche is doing nowadays though. Like the what, like the snouts. I get they're not exactly BMW snouts, but I kind of don't like it. Like I
I
don't.
mean, there's a radiator up front. I assume it's for cooler.
I guess, but I don't want to get used to this because I know I'm gonna get used to it eventually. But I don't want to get used to that because it looks.
I mean,
bad.
what, a 911 GT3 costs 180 grand?
Oh yeah, exactly.
It's way too much money for a Porsche.
But these for sure are Porsches, and they look
The
like
rear
Porsches.
looks kind of clean without the spoiler. I like the rear of the non-spoiler version.
Oh yeah,
I
it's
think
like
looks
that,
really cool.
It's like that Cayman design, right? Like the Cayman came in your mouth. Ah!
Does it look better than any
April
other
Fools.
rear-wheel drive sports car? Not really.
Yeah. But
For how much it costs?
Mm,
You could buy 2 top spec Amiras and have like 40 grand spare. Like
Yeah,
it makes
yeah.
no sense.
yeah. But you know what? It's yeah. Sure, it looks fine from the back, I guess. But it's just a Porsche. Honestly, I'm borderline at the point of maybe even respecting Porsche for just making the same car for the last 20 years.
Imagine the joy of getting hired to be a designer for Porsche. It's like you
Yeah.
take the original car and like, can I vent there?
Yeah,
And then you
yeah.
get a shower of money in your promotion.
Exactly. Like it's I'm borderline at the point of looping. It's like when you say a joke ironically for so long that it becomes unironic. That like I'm at the point where it's like Porsche
Imagine,
makes the same car, Porsche make the same car, Porsche make the same car. You know what? Porsche, they make the same car.
it's like, we need a new model. We've got the GT3. GT3 Touring. How could we make it different? Remove the spoiler.
Exactly.
And just cheers from Porsche design team.
Yeah,
They all
exactly.
get the champagne out and just
Yeah,
start spraying it
yeah.
all over the place.
Like it must be fun to know you can just print money, basically, right? Like I respect it, borderline.
It will sell no matter what.
Exactly, that's what I mean.
They
Like,
could make a front-wheel drive Porsche, and they couldn't make enough of them. Like it would just, yeah.
I'm literally at the point where I'm like,
Porsche
sure,
community is wild.
they're still making money, so sure.
They need to make it
dude.
over 944,
Yeah, that's but
924. I don't know what one it is.
from that, the
All the time.
Aston Martin, we saw this driving around a couple episodes ago. This time it's at the track, again with like a Bane mask on, but it's.
It looks so front heavy. Like it's
Yeah.
not the usual bag heavy look thing we see. It looks so
Yeah.
understeery. Like
I don't know how I feel about this. So there's this thing they've been doing on their front wheels recently. I've seen one in person, like this. It looks kind of cool, maybe, but there's that front thing that is actually like a chunk taken out. The back, sure. I think Aston's. I kind of hated on Aston's, modern Aston's, because I was like, I just don't think the look has aged very well. But honestly, no, that's kind of fine. What car is this? A DB11. Sure, I don't actually know any of the names of cars. Aston
it's
Martin
one
make.
of them. Sure
I think I know the
Martin.
DB5
You got the Vantage,
and the Vanquish. I guess?
Vantage and Vanquish.
Valhalla! That's one, because it's one of the goofy ones. But yeah, this thing's...
The AM13. I know that one exists.
I've never heard of that one.
The F1 car.
Oh, yeah, there you go. A wide-bodied Land Rover Defender, which, what, so this is from Land Rover?
How is it wide body, by the way? It's like 2 millimeters.
Yeah, exactly. It's a molded, like, 2mm wide body. But, like, what, this is from Land Rover? So you go on the
Yeah.
website, you can, like, buy the... I mean, that's kind of cool, I guess, right? You can choose to buy a wider version. Sure, yeah. I mean, the rest of it just looks like a new Land Rover, really.
I mean, it's a V8, apparently, according to the article.
Is that better than the usual Land Rover?
I don't even know if they can drive off the line normally. They usually explode. So.
Exactly, yeah. And why get a Land Rover when you can get a Ford Tourneo?
I didn't even know they still made these. Like,
Courier.
I thought this was discontinued like a decade ago.
Like, to me, it's like, what, this is a Ford? This looks like just insert ex-Japanese brand. Like, this
it
doesn't
looks like a
look
Nissan.
Ford.
Like it looks like something Nissan would come out with.
Yeah. Like, this doesn't look to me like a Ford in the slightest. Like,
It's a very Ford interior.
I was gonna say, look at the interior. Look how old that interior looks. Like what?
Ford haven't updated their steering wheel in like 20 years.
Yeah, I was gonna say that you could tell me
Like
this
those
picture's
seats
from
are
like
out of a
2010.
base model 2007 Fiesta or something. Like,
Yeah, they've done like sure the whole screen interior that gets hate nowadays.
or
Right?
even look at the bezels on that screen
Exactly
right in
right.
front of
Yeah,
the wheel.
yeah. But like the
Jesus.
interiors where it's just one big screen or whatever, those get a lot of hate, but they are modern to a degree. Look bad maybe, but they're modern. This is just not even trying to be modern in any way. The bezels on the screen, this is the most it looks like they're making this looks like it's straight out of like 2010.
The
Like
title is the Ford Tuner Courier will become the firm's entry-level model in Europe.
from Autocar.
Is this replacing the Fiesta?
Oh.
Like, and that phrases it as if it's going to be like they want to sell. Yeah, they want this to replace the Fiesta.
Well, they have no idea the audience that finds a Fiesta.
What are they smoking over a Ford?
Like if
they've
they, it would take one survey.
Someone from a rival company has infiltrated the board of directors and is making awful decisions on purpose.
Look, we know you think the average Fiesta driver is someone who's just gotten their license and is banned from being 100 meters within a school. But let me tell you, some of them want a weird-looking Japanese minivan camper thing. Like, what? Why would a Fiesta driver?
The Fiesta is owned by young people, right?
Exactly.
Like young people's first car kind of thing. This is the opposite. This is like a 70-year-old's car. He takes to bingo and he can change his wheelchair in the back.
Where is the audience overlap there? Make another like slightly.
Like you could hold Alfie at gunpoint and he wouldn't buy one of these. And he's owned two Fiestas.
Right.
Like,
exactly. It makes no sense. This isn't the person to buy a Fiesta is the like what's a boy racer, right? Like the boy racer type. None of that audience is carrying over here. I don't think I've ever seen anyone over the age of
pensioner racers. I don't know.
I've never seen anyone over the age of like 26, 27, like 28 maximum be in a Fiesta that wasn't a courtesy car. Like it's I don't understand where the thinking is that anyone is gonna pick up this car as their instead of a Fiesta.
What? Following the death of the Focus and the Fiesta later this year and the subsequent exit of the Focus in 2025, this is their entry-level passenger car.
I did. Oh, this is an American company. It's not even like it's an out-of-touch Eastern company, right? This is an American company. Like this.
Imagine
is
having to explain. Just like there is some board, like someone in that board who's just.
Yeah.
They've killed the Fiesta of the Focus for this.
Yeah. That's crazy to me though. Like think about that. This is an American
That's comical.
company. Yeah. Well then again,
you couldn't sell this to a single American citizen. Like
you see, but then again, you see the Congress meetings in America nowadays, and maybe it's a lost cause. Maybe that country's a lost cause.
Fords are really going to struggle though, because they've got the Puma, the EcoSport, voice break, and then this.
Maybe this is
They are screwed.
Maybe Ford goes through their Mitsubishi pulling out of the UK era.
No one in the UK is going to buy a Puma. No one in the UK is going to buy an EcoSport.
Yep.
No one in the UK is going to buy this.
They'll still have amazing standing in the resale market, I guess, but no one's going to want to buy a new one of any of these. They're going for an entire... No, people will. There will be 80-year-olds who will want this car.
Well, yeah, it fits the Citroen Berlingo, Peugeot... What's it called? Like the 5008 market.
Yeah, they're going for a completely new audience. I mean,
it's a people carrier.
Yeah, exactly right. I guess that's, to be fair, I guess that's the kind of audience that would actually buy a car new, though. Because Ford gets nothing off of the resale market, right? Like, they make literally nothing off of the resale market.
If you took the average age of a Fiesta ST buyer, it can't be higher than 26.
But if you took all of those, like... 30%
You'd be surprised
though,
the amount of people who finance like a new Fiesta.
I guess, yeah.
Fairly young, most of them.
Yeah, I guess finance, huh? Because again, I'm only trying to play devil's advocate here, right? Because it's still a bad decision. But in my head, it's like maybe they're going for a market that is more likely to buy
Citroen stopped selling the Berlingo because they couldn't sell them.
Yeah, yeah.
Imagine if they were like got rid of their C2 and C3 and were like, you know what, Berlingo.
Yeah, it's really terrible.
Stellantis would actually shoot the Citroen CEO like in his sleep.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
Ford can pull this somehow.
No, this is gonna be a weird one to see this year. This might end up being I don't know, like top 10 company L's.
If they release this, and it's got the 2-litre turbo from the Focus ST, and it's all-wheel drive, maybe they might sell a few of them.
Yeah.
But it's not going to.
It's not going to go to that audience. It's not going to go to the Fiesta audience in the slightest.
But it aims to be a Fiesta replacement.
I could see it dropped, splitters, front bumper, spoiler, ironically, right? You know those cars, like when someone...
I don't think Ford wants us to sell you a car, ironically.
But you know that car, it was in the SEMA, I want to say again? It's the car that's really bland, really boring. Top Gear used it as the old person car. It's like one of the ugliest cars ever made.
The Fiat Multipla.
Yeah, like you know how people will like drop and like spoiler and
that's like... the new gen. Just DMG, the new gen Berlingo. Same car.
Oh yeah, that's exactly the type of vibe it's going for. But instead, like, a bit more Japanese looking, hopefully when all the spotted is off.
Yeah, a bit less aerodynamic and probably a lot less powerful. Yeah.
But, like, that's the exact type of audience, right? But, like, I could see people... And again, this will be, like...
It has transit wheels on it. Those are 4 transit alloys.
Yeah.
Like, you're buying... It's on the Ford Puma platform. You're buying a Puma, an SUV, with van wheels on it, and a people carrier body... And they think this is appealing to the Fiesta user.
Again, yeah. This is terrible. This is terrible.
The Fiesta, the car praised for its handling.
Yep. What a terrible decision. Oh no, that's not gonna work at all. But from that,
they'll turn the Ford GT into an SUV next.
Exactly.
There is like this looks like someone from Nissan has invaded Ford. Like, we'll see theories. They saw a next gen Fiesta drawing and will just burn it and replace it with this in the little tray.
Yeah, they were an inside man the whole time, and they saw it, and it was so drip. It was cheap. It was EV. It would have been so sick handling everything. And he just started sweating and goes, I don't know if people would buy that actually. Oh, what would they buy? And just got out a quick image of a Citroen and just started drawing over it.
Drew a Citroen Berlingo from memory. Was like, this is great.
Yeah, they'd buy this actually. I think you should scrap
Based on my market research of a retirement home, this will sell like millions.
We should cancel the Fiesta actually. No, that's what we should do actually. Cancel the Fiesta. I think that's what we should do. Oh, it's one of the most sold cars ever in Europe and consistently month by month. One of the only
car in the UK.
one of the only non-SUVs that competes in the most sold. No, that's all right. You can scrap it.
The fact that the Corsa is the best-selling car in the UK, the minute speak, it was they cancelled the Fiesta and it's immediately replaced by another hatchback.
Yeah,
there is obviously a demand for hatchbacks.
Yep.
The Volkswagen are making 2 small hatchbacks as their next EVs.
Yep. It's I don't get this. I don't get it in the slightest.
Maybe Volkswagen invaded and we're just like, no more hatchbacks we need in the market.
Maybe. But from that one to the next spot I spotted, which was the Dacia Duster, which Dacia is a brand.
It looks really odd. Dacia's Renault.
Oh, they're Renault. I thought this was a Renault. I thought this was a Renault when I was first looking at it.
It looks like it has a Renault badge on it on the front grille.
Yeah. But, like, what's it called? Dacia's just kind of one of those brands that, like, yeah, they're doing what they're doing, I guess. They're kind of getting on with it.
They make cheaper Renaults. Like, this is probably just because the Megane's an SUV now, as far as I know. It's probably just a Megane, but different. Yeah,
like, Dacia's sell, you know, like, sure. Dacia's in their place, they're doing whatever, I guess. I think Dacia gets a little a thumbs up on me. Also, real quick, I believe this thing can win worst new car of 2024.
If Ford released this as a when it actually releases as a Fiesta replacement. It wins worst car of the decade. Like, worst business decision of the century. I don't know.
Yeah. Oh, that's great, actually. No, yeah. But as I forget who it was. Was it Autocar or someone gave the what car was it? The Jeep.
The
Best
Jeep.
European car of 2023.
Yeah.
This
Haven't
thing
even released yet.
This thing can win Best Hatchback of 2023. It can have its Stick Drift Award for that.
The Jeep Avenger, I'm pretty sure is what it's called.
Yeah,
this is competing with the Jeep Avenger.
They gave the Jeep Avenger the best European car of 2023, so this thing wins the best hatchback of 2023 Stick Drift Award. Currently, right now.
Best hot hatch, right
exactly, Exactly. This thing gets a thumbs up from me, the Dacia. And the final spotted while spotted is the Hyundai Ioniq 5N. The Ioniq 5, it feels...
It's a big hatch. It's bordering SUV.
It's a bit of a video game car nowadays, is what it looks like to me. It's a bit of a video game car. Like, it looks like a Watch Dog sometimes to me.
It's too big, really.
Yeah.
It needs to be like Hyundai i30 size to really
Well, that's the, so the new Astra? Because, like, the new Astra is just like a bigger... Corsa, right? Something like that.
Yeah.
That looks really awkward to me because that looks like a.
It's bordering Mocha.
Yeah.
It's obviously Corsa's the hatchback.
Yeah.
The Mocha's the crossover.
Because
the Astra is a crossover between the Astra and the Mocha.
Because in my head before, the Astra and the Corsa, the old ones, the boy racer generation, those didn't look too similar to me. I could still tell those were separate things.
Because the Corsa was a city car, and the Astra was a hatchback.
Yeah. And
but
then the...
Crash wrecks.
Yeah. Then the Audi A1... Like, it's like people do the Mr. Beastification of YouTube. This is the Audi A1ification of the hatchback industry, right?
I don't know if it was Audi, but I don't know if they got to it first or what. But they found a way to make cheap and aerodynamic cars.
Yeah.
And everyone copied them.
Yeah. Because hatchbacks used to be like, the Focus, the Fiesta, the Corsa, that more like sporty design. But then Audi had, I think at the time when it was just the A1, like a slightly more businessy looking one, I guess. But now, then the Corsa switched to that design. And the Corsa hasn't gotten that flat front design yet, which I'm still not fully sold on. The Mocha's had that, and the Astra's been given that. I believe the Corsa's being given it next. The headlights are really flat, and they're just connected by like a black strip. That design. The new Corsa looks really weird to me because it looks like a really big Astra. Like it's because the thing is, it's just a big A1 design. It's not like the Astra before was like a borderline wagon, right? Now it's just a big A1. And I think that looks really... And I imagine that's what this is going to be as well, right? It'll be like...
I mean, how many Ioniq 5s have you seen in person?
Only the smaller ones. Those are the ones I've seen. Like a hatch-looking thing. I've seen a few, though, I'd say.
I would say they're closer to a Discovery in size than probably a Corsa.
You reckon?
They are big.
Yeah. They look like a video game car to me. Oh, it's the one with like it's got a dent built into the door, right?
Yeah, and it's got the square headlights.
Yeah, it's good. Yeah. I mean, it's the big hatchback design for the new like Astra style cars, kind of goofy. And I imagine this will be the same kind of.
People want SUVs, but brands want to make hatches. They come up with stuff like this because it was
exactly. Yeah. It's really weird, especially the Astra, because I was thinking about that. I was outside the gym and I saw one parked, and I was like, that just looks like someone, like photoshopped that in, but didn't get the perspective right, and they photoshopped in like a Corsa, but accidentally put it too big. It's weird. It's weird that
the new Corsa is the exact same platform as the Peugeot 208, by the way. It must just be proportions wise, because it looks so much bigger.
Yeah.
Like, a Peugeot 208 is a small two-door hatch, but they're the same wheelbase.
Yeah.
I don't know how they've made the Corsa look so much bigger.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a bad Vauxhall design. It's probably
so the Corsa is still technically one generation of redesign behind, I believe. Yeah. It's still in...
Yeah, it's the cheap car, and I think they're considering discontinuing it.
Oh, what, the Corsa?
Yeah. Well, they hadn't updated it for ages.
Would they not black strip. It'll become this render from
Well,
AutoCar.
you gotta think.
It'll become this render in a bit. I think looking like this,
They've updated everything
by.
else, and they're leaving this one really late.
I guess, yeah, true.
I reckon they're gonna make it an EV only or something.
Yeah. I
don't see why it wasn't updated with everything else.
This flat design, I just thought that was EV, because this flat design, like the new Mockers with
you
that.
think everything news EV.
I
You
do.
thought the 400Z was EV.
It's because I don't get why people would like make it modern and simple and jagged without it being EV. If the Z looks like it should be EV, it does, and I stand by it. Okay,
That's a grill.
The jump. My eyes don't see it. Okay, I don't discriminate against grills.
Yeah, you don't see grills.
Exactly. But yeah, it'll become this design. Like, this looks pretty good. This render is pretty accurate to probably what it would be.
It won't look that good, unfortunately, I can guarantee you.
Yeah.
They'll make it as cheap as humanly possible.
Well, I just imagine it being the, oh wait, which one is this? Oh, this is the bigger one, right? It looks like it too. It'll be this but smaller, basically, I imagine.
Yeah.
Which, yeah, sure. Again, see, my eyes have never seen that there's actually holes in that. Like, it's just, my brain just assumed it was like a flat surface, because it's like glossy and everything, right? You can't make a car glossy and black and it not be EV, okay?
Unless it's a nightmare to clean.
Exactly, too. But I believe that ends off the Spotted While Spotted segment. And now, while you actually look up what has happened in the world of F1...
You're not going to talk about the new fastest accelerating streetcar ever.
Oh, we can, actually. Is that a thing? Is that a thing somewhere?
The Dodge SRT Demon 170.
Oh, that thing. Did I skim over that? I might have skimmed over it. I think I mentioned it once. What about it?
It's the fastest 0 to 60 of any production car ever.
Oh, is it? Is it using the Tesla hack? Or...
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense then, yeah. Okay. I mean, Tesla probably wasn't the first person to use it, I assume.
Well, Dodge openly said that using rollout is a cheat and car makers shouldn't be allowed to do it. But when they've got a car that can compete for fast accelerating car, we're using the hack.
It's one of, I respect that. I respect that, right? It's like one of those things where it's like, hey, look, I shouldn't be able to do this, but fucking obviously I'm gonna do it. I'm not just gonna put myself at a disadvantage. But if I wasn't able to do this, I'd prefer that. But I'm obviously gonna do it while I can. Yeah, completely fair. I give them that.
It's about as American as you can get. It's a car specific. It comes with a parachute and drag slicks from Factor.
That's pretty cool.
Like,
what, like as like the retail version that you bought? Retail.
Yeah.
Consumer version, like
that's
pretty cool.
Custom slicks specifically that are road legal.
Yeah. If you know what, if you're a drag racing guy, that sounds like something pretty cool to buy. Honestly,
1.6 seconds, 0-60.
Yeah, honestly.
Using the pack.
Oh yeah, obviously, but like I genuinely think that's pretty cool. I think if you're someone who's into, it's like if you're really into rally, and like as we mentioned, it's full circle. It's like if you're really into rally and you buy the normal version of a rally car. If you're really into drag, you buy this version of a Dodge, right? I guess.
You can't use this at a drag strip, it's banned.
Oh, no, I get that. As in, you can't rally your normal version of a Toyota Corolla. Like, what's it called? That
you can. There's nothing stopping you entering into a race.
There's nothing stopping you breaking into a race.
It would be absolutely terrible, but...
Yeah, there's nothing stopping you... I don't know, drag stripping on the Las Vegas strip, I guess. I don't know. Other than the police, I imagine. But
a quick 8-second quarter mile, 1.6 seconds 0 to 60, pull down the Las Vegas strip. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. It's pretty cool. It's cool to have. It's cool to have. Sure. Dodge.
Another Hellcat for people to cry about in the cruise comment section.
I guess. Yeah. It's pretty sick though. Do we even have a Hellcat in drag in the crew too? Oh my god, do we not have a Dodge of any kind? No, we don't. We don't even have the, like, Fast and Furious Dodge, I was thinking. Because I thought about that, because that's supposed to be my drag car out of my 4 cars that I've got. It's not even in the drag spec. Fuming. But, a pretty cool thing. And is there any other topic to mention? Not one too relevant, I suppose. I mean,
there's car wows. I don't know how accurate they are.
I'm not even, like, what are we gonna do? Sit here and go, it could have that? Yeah, I guess so. It might have that? Sure, okay. This is possible? No, it's like, it's literally, it's Schrodinger's news post is what it is. It's Schrodinger's news post. Like, it's actually, it's crazy. It's crazy. Terrible. Call out, behave. Like, what kind of SidWaj behavior is this? But yeah, from that, I guess, while you see what actually happened in the world of motorsports.
Oh no, it came to me. I remembered.
Gotcha.
I completely forgot I watched MotoGP last day.
And we can go into the gaming segment of the Stick Drift podcast. Yes, the final segments of the podcast where we talk about the last few things in the world of gaming and motorsports. This week in the Crew 2, we are in the April Fool's Opening Summit, with the reward being the Unicorn Rooftop, a Kahakai edition Beetle, as well as some parts. Next week is the return of one of the most popular vehicles in the Crew 2's history, the Magma Edition Bugatti Divo. And then we continue on with the thing. And also, we'll be finding out soon if the test phases of the Motorfest are all going to be the same length. Once we have this one, if this one ends anytime this week, we'll know that, okay, they're all a month, meaning it'll be April, May, and June, and then they'll be done with testing. Because there's 4 things. This will be confirmation that...
I think there's more than 4, isn't there? Because there's...
I believe...
There were 3 PC only, and then 2 console.
Was it that? You might be right, but I'm fairly certain. Motorfest Insider Program? I'm fairly certain the image that they use has 4 dots on it. And it was like 2 of the... Yeah, here. Phase 1.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
4 phases. I don't know, okay.
Yeah, so first, and then April, March.
They're really not going to show what looks like on PS4, are they?
But,
that'll be like a day before the game release. It's like, oh, you can play on PS4.
Exactly, yeah. So, obviously, you can go onto Ubisoft's website to register and play Motorfest, I guess, early, but keep your mouth shut, of course. Phase 3, Phase 4, those are going to be coming up. 2 more phases after this one. It is going to be interesting. Is the next phase going to be the console one, or when are they even going to be doing that at all? Are they just not caring about optimization on console? What's going on with that? Who knows?
I would care about optimization. What?
Yeah, who knows? Then, we will go around to Forza, Need for Speed, got their new update. I believe some people have come around on it. Some people are like, yeah, it's fine, but they're like, yeah, it's fine, but also this is what the game should have been originally. So, yeah, at least they're prefacing it. And pretty poor update in general from Need for Speed. I haven't seen as much about that. And
he's still got double the concurrence.
Oh, that's gross. That's disgusting. Ew. But speaking of that, Forza, another update that I haven't really heard much about. Forza is in their second and presumably final expansion for Forza Horizon 5, the Rally expansion. And I haven't touched it, but I did have the opinion originally where I was like, I don't like how the events are done, but I'm probably gonna like playing it at least once, and I'm probably gonna enjoy driving around the map. But
they Forza-ified the co-pilot as well, by the way.
Yeah, no, I saw that. It just looks so bad. Like,
they're in a helicopter.
Like, it's a helicopter, and he's like, and it's just like, why?
You could have just left it as Rally as it is.
He's in a helicopter, and he goes, tight right turn, not tight left turn, wide right turn. Like, it's just like, and then you have the map on. The map is on by default.
Yeah.
Like, it makes no sense. What's the point then? You don't need to tell me.
And the roads are really wide as well.
Yeah.
It's not like Dirt 4 or like Dirt Rally where you got narrow like lanes and you've just got like a 5-lane highway's worth of width.
Exactly.
But it's not as bad as I was expecting.
Then there you go. And I'm glad it was at least that, right?
I don't know how many new cars there are, because I don't know how you tell, to be honest. Forza.
Didn't they have a better update like a week before this or something? Like, people are really gassed about like pop and something, and anti-lag.
That was in the rally update.
Oh, was that the rally update? Okay, well, I know people have been like,
I've only seen people complaining about anti-lag.
Oh, yeah, sure. But I think some of the cars that they added and stuff, people were like, wait, this bit of the update's way better than the actual expansion. Something to do with the cars and something to do with some of the stuff.
The Focus is cool. The new rally Focus.
Yeah, the cars look pretty sick and whatnot. I mean, obviously they got the Forceback car, which, hey, the Crew 2 had it first, actually. Crew 2 had it first. But, again, you've played it. What was your vague thoughts on it? Well, actually, at some point this week, we'll properly play it so we can talk about it next week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's difficult. Because it's hard to say, like, I would prefer playing over Dirt Rally. Like, if you want to play a rally game, go play Dirt for, like, 4, Dirt Rally. Don't play Dirt 5. Like, Dirt Rally 2, Dirt 4, Dirt 3. Like, all of those are a better rally experience. But Forza Horizon 5's pretty, I guess.
I mean, that's the thing. The map looks pretty goddamn nice. Like, the map does look pretty nice.
I haven't played it on wheel. But if it feels decent on wheel...
Yeah.
Be alright.
But also, I guess it's kind of like, you could say the same thing for the Crew 2, but I think with, like, why play Rally Cross in the Crew 2? But the Crew 2 is
there's no reason to play Rally Cross in the... You're just criminally insane.
No, really, yeah, no, true. You could just play the main thing, but it's kind of also because it's connected to a bigger game, right? It's like the example I give with CarX being like, CarX is like... CarX to the Crew 2 is PGA Tour to Wii Sports. Sure, you could play one specific thing, drifting or golf, right? And you have a game specialized for that, made just for that, completely only for that. Sure. Or you could play a dumbed down version of that and a dumbed down version of a bunch of other things in one game. The Wii Sports or the Crew 2. It's that kind of thing, you know. You could play Dirt Rally where it's specialized in rally, and yeah, sure. But also, you could just chuck it into everything else in the Crew.
It feels like they've gone out of their way to appeal to children. That is the best way I can describe it.
Absolutely. I mean, people already complain about that, right?
It's Dirt Rally, but with worse one-liners. Like... With one-liners to begin with. Yeah. To be honest, with one-liners. Not accurate and easier, that's what I was looking for.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Well, it's a mixture of children and the couch dad, right? Like, it's a mixture of the catering to, the children and the playing on the TV and the couch dad, right? Because they're the Xbox types and the sounds like I'm slandering everyone who plays Xbox now. I mean, but, like, you get what I mean.
Those Xbox types, I know what they're like.
Oh, we know how they are. Oh, but what's it called? You get what I mean, though, right? Like, they're catering to that really casual audience.
It is ultra casual.
Yeah. Which I guess they do have some things in the game, like the Crew 2. The Crew 2 caters very much to casuals, but then they still have the Summit, and they still have the USB Tour events and stuff. But Forza, I feel, maybe I'm just not into it that much. Doesn't feel like there's as much of, like,
I've played more of the Forza expansion than I have the Crew update, by the way.
True, I guess, yeah.
I've played single event on my main.
But then again, you have played a lot of that update already, right? Like, to be fair,
I played 3 races.
Beforehand, you have played a lot of the update already, and oh Jesus, compared to the live build and whatnot. But from that, I don't believe there's much else to mention. I mean, we haven't played much of the Forza thing. So, what is up in the world on Motorsports Monday? The segment.
I've got to get it in order. It's a week on Monday, actually. So
I know. It's a Motorsports Monday.
What do you want? I'll get MotoGP.
Yeah, the segment that has always been held on a Monday.
It was... I think I saw 3 practices. I don't really remember. I fell asleep, I'm pretty sure. So. It's boring. Qualifying was interesting, because it's MotoGP qualifying is the top half is the free practice 2's roster. The bottom half are allowed to race in qualifying 1.
Yeah.
And the top 2 of qualifying 1 go through to qualifying 2. But no, like qualifying 1, right? Yeah, I think there's 10. There's 12. 12. Hypothetically. There's 12 in qualifying 1, and you will start 24th to 10th, say.
Yeah.
So it's 14 in there. And then qualifying 1 is fighting for the top 10 position. So I don't know why it's like that. I've got no idea. Any MotoGP fanatics, comment down by why this is the best qualifying method ever.
Yeah.
But Alex Marquez, not Mark Marquez, because they're brothers, was first in qualifying 1, crashed, his bike caught on fire. He managed to get into the pits and out again for qualifying 2 somehow.
Yeah.
Which, sure. And it was a wet qualifying as well, so it was interesting. I say it was interesting, but it wasn't really.
Also, Mark Marquez is a terrible name. Like, it's like your surname being Joshua and your name being Joshua.
I said he was the one that done that dive bomb.
I saw that. Yeah, you sent me like a dive bomb into the
dive bombed the guy on his own race. That was criminal.
Yeah.
But on the race, because it was a sprint race, because it was Saturday, because they have a sprint race every Saturday and the main race Sunday. Yeah, that's the claim. Dive bomb of the century.
Like looking at it, like it's a lethal sport, surely.
Both of them were in the hospital.
Yeah. Like this is like a lethal sport, like realistically compared to F1.
Well,
I mean that is too, but
it's terrible. There is no reason it should have been that high up on the grid.
Oh, what even happens there? Like
the bike is bad essentially. He can only make the only reason he can stay that high up on the grid is because he brakes so late.
I was gonna say,
inevitably,
he's
it's going to lead to. It's just leads to because he's on the edge permanently. He just leads to one mistake happens and gone to the side of someone.
Exactly. Why is he even bothering overtaking there? Like no one else.
Qualified first.
Oh yeah, but what's it called? Yeah, he stumbles, he hits that guy, and then just like he's now taken him.
So he got I think he's 8-time world champion. He is like he has. I think he's got the same amount as Rossi, but he's basically Rossi's equal on ability. But the Honda is so bad.
Yeah.
It's a bottom 10 bike, and he was way too high up, and he was just riding way too aggressive.
Imagine being the guy in front of him though. You're just going around.
The guy here, that was his home race. Everyone was cheering him on. Marquez was getting booed on the way back.
Oh wait! I just realized he doesn't hit the bike. He hits him.
Yeah.
Like the bike
it's a miracle he didn't break his shoulder or anything.
Yeah, like the bike, like there, yeah. The wheel hits like what, like his like behind, slightly under his armpit, and then like the top of the bike goes into his like other shoulder. Like I
think Marc Marquez broke his arm, and then I forget what his name is. It's Portuguese. I'm pretty sure. So I'm never gonna be able to pronounce it right.
Yeah.
But he shoulder injury, surprisingly.
yeah. But like
so neither of them there for the race yesterday.
Oh, Jesus!
Like he comes in like Mark 5. There was no way he was stopping for that time.
Like God, I was already kind of like, imagine being the guy in front and your bike's just been hit out. It's not even that. Imagine being the guy in the front and you've just been clotted in the back, like just like rammed into your like both shoulders back rolling. Like God.
The sprint race though yesterday was interesting. I put an image of it. I'll reply to it so you can find it.
Yeah.
That was the final lap of the race. Like, actually racing, believe it or not.
Mm-hmm.
You've got a Binder came from, I think it was he qualified 13th.
I can't see this. You didn't reply.
I replied to it in Motorsports chat.
Oh, it's in Motorsports chat. Yeah.
He qualified 13th, as far as I'm aware, and within 2 laps. That KTM is like a 3rd tier bike. It's probably Ducati, Aprilia, KTM in terms of order. And there's 8 Ducatis on the grid. In 2 laps, he managed to get first and managed to hold off the 2 Ducati riders behind him. Which actually had a battle from lap 2 all the way to the end.
Which is kind of what F1's missing, right? F1 it just gets so boring because it's just like you nothing happens. It's the same guys on podium.
Like you can see the biggest gap between anyone is 1.3, and it's between the 2 Ducatis and the Yamaha. Which, if that Yamaha wasn't there, everyone would be grouped together because that.
Like it sucks that it's a lot more of a lethal sport, but it's cool that it provides a lot more entertainment when it comes to overtaking and racing and like that kind of thing. Because that's the kind of thing like what Jeremy Clarkson whined about a while back, where it was like F1 boring because everyone just drives. They just drive around the track, over and over, staying safe, not doing anything, and
Well,
that's
the thing
all
is,
it ends
if
up
you
being.
go over the limit on an F1 car, you slide a bit, or you run wide, or you
Yeah.
understeer a bit. If you understeer in this, you're going off the track.
Yeah.
Like you're
also,
gone.
thank God the other guy was alert enough to drive in between those two. Because if he, like, at that speed and whatnot, like, he gauged the slide on the guy in front. He was sliding. He gauged the slide enough that he wouldn't be underneath him when he was driving. Like, Jesus Christ. What an idiot.
Yeah.
What an idiot, this guy. Like,
Mark
the guy...
Marquez might not even get a penalty for that, by the way.
Yeah, like what an absolute imbecile. Like why is he overtaking now? He's still going that fast.
8-time world champion.
Yeah. He's not going on the inside. He's going right next to him. Everyone that he can see. He's not an idiot. He can see that the guy ahead of him is putting his leg out.
His only opportunity, like the only way he would have been able to keep that position is essentially dive bombing every lap on every corner.
Yeah.
It's just it was going to go wrong eventually, and it went wrong there.
Like, cause it's not the guy's bike he hits his leg. He sees that his leg is out. Like, it's as far as I'm able to see there. Yeah, cause oh god, that must have hit his leg as well.
It was the guy who hits home race, but that's like I don't know who's more champion. It's like Verstappen.
The one he hit into, or the one he clipped?
The one he absolutely bulldozed off the track.
Yeah.
It's like Verstappen hitting I don't know who is a F1 racer. It's
Alonso.
like Verstappen hitting Alonso in Spain.
Yeah.
Like but not even accidentally, like just dive bomber the century up the inside, just rams him off the track. Like it's that level of.
But that's also got to have hurt, right? The guy he clipped before, the reason he started sliding out, like he hit his leg there. It's really small on the screen, so you won't be able to see it.
Oh, you should see the race yesterday. The reason Brad Binder got into first place, they were coming into turn one. He just basically rammed a Ducati, bounced off, and carried on going around the corner. I don't know how he managed it.
It's not like look, right there, you can see he's putting his leg out on the inside to take the turn. Yet, there you go, and then, look, like, that's far away enough from his bike, but it's his leg that it hits.
He gains, like, 4 bike lengths in a second. It's insane.
Yeah! Like, Jesus Christ, what an idiot. He's just still going. What
if he got past him there.
Yeah.
He couldn't have stopped in time.
No. He would have gone so wide on that turn. Like, I imagine, like, everyone would have overtaken him. Like, there's no way... He would have either slid out or gone way too wide on the exit of that turn. And, like, everyone who's actually braking for the turn would have just slided right through the inside.
Honda have 4 bikes, right, in MotoGP. They have 4 different frames. They can't get any of them to work. They were all last yesterday, basically.
Yeah.
The bike is tragic. He had no right being that high up after qualifying, and... was trying to push to keep position, and that happened.
I hope he felt like a dumbass. I hope he was on the floor on his goddamn front there and felt like an idiot.
Honda are arguing he doesn't deserve a penalty for that.
Well, like, what an idiot. What an idiot.
He might not actually even get a penalty for that, by the way, because in the document for the penalty, they wrote he had to serve it in Argentina.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it's where right now. Yeah. He's not at Argentina.
Oh, good.
Because he broke his arm.
Hopefully they'll just
so
forward
he's not
it
gonna
along.
have to.
Yeah.
Well, Honda are arguing the penalty clearly says serve in Argentina. Or he's not going to be it. He's not in Argentina. So
hopefully whatever organization that is up themselves enough to be like, no.
No, the FIM are
yeah.
They're bad.
But hopefully they're bad enough to, go, we don't care what we wrote. You're serving it next time. But from MotoGP, what's up in the world of F1?
Qualifying was interesting.
Yeah.
Alonso is still Alonsoing.
Yes, yeah. Good.
Qualifying was qualifying.
Yeah.
Verstappen, Perez, right? Free practice 3, I think it was.
Perez is
Verstappen's team.
I thought so. That's what I was gonna guess. Yeah.
Went off 3 times in free practice.
Oh.
And I think it was the first lap of qualifying. Just went straight off into the gravel and couldn't get the car moving again. So he qualified dead last.
Yeah.
And in the end, it ended up being Albon qualified 8th, which I'll get to the race. Sergeant had a sergeant ass.
Yeah.
He span. I
Yeah.
think it was a mistake. Will like he can be quick,
Hmm.
or when he's not off the track.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
like two qualifiers in a row. He's gone off, which is yeah.
Hmm.
But qualifying ended up being Verstappen, Russell, Hamilton, Alonso, Stroll, I think.
Yeah.
Hey, well, it might be like Sainz or Leclerc or something.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
the race was. It started off how you'd expect, really, to be honest. No one really changed positions after the start because it's F1 and no one can get past anyone. And then Mercedes decided to pit George. Well, George and Sainz pitted for hards because there was a strategy that was thought was great at the time.
Hmm.
Before Alex Albon, who had gone from was this before or after? Because there was a yellow. I don't know which way round it goes. There was a red flag for. It's like this is what happens when you watch it at 5 a.m.
I was gonna say it's just like top 10 This is like a memory test. Mm.
Someone, I'm pretty sure it was Albon. Yeah, Albon crashed. Albon, I don't know. It's one of those turns that's borderline flat out, right?
Yeah. Oh.
He just the car just like it just snapped. It just like snapped left and went straight into a wall. I don't know how that happened.
Oh, what? He like video game span out.
Yeah, but he was up in sixth when he crashed.
Yeah.
So that caused a red flag
Mm.
because there's gravel all over the track and you can't have that.
Yeah.
So
That makes
essentially, what's it called? Russell's and Sainz's pit stops were useless. No. Leclerc crashed on like lap 5 or something, went to the gravel or something. That was a yellow flag. So yeah, those Russell and Sainz went to pit. So Albon was 6th. Then Albon crashed, bringing out the red flag.
Mm.
So essentially, those pit stops were a waste of time. So it was Verstappen, Hamilton, Alonso, and then it stayed that way until George's car blew up because Mercedes. It just caught on fire.
Yeah.
So they pitted, which made it. Which was a virtual safety car. Oh,
There's a
my memory's
virtual
kinda
safety
rinsed.
car? That's a thing?
Yeah, it doesn't bunch the cars up. They stay equal spaces apart. So it freezes the race where it is, essentially.
Oh, okay, yeah.
But everyone slows down.
Yeah.
After
cool,
that, it gets really foggy.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I think it was just Verstappen, Hamilton, Alonso. Essentially, it doesn't
Which
really
sounds
matter.
about right. Yeah, yeah.
After-
But it's like, yeah.
After that, it doesn't really matter. But like 2 laps before the end, what's his name? It's Kevin Magnussen. I think it was Kevin Magnussen.
Yes.
Clipped a wall somehow and split his wheel in half, leaving half that in the center of the track on a straight after a corner.
F1 sounds so much more goofy than I thought. I like cars it's just like the amount of times I've seen and heard about cars just falling apart.
He did clip the wall at like 140 mile an hour, to be fair. I don't know how he managed that. But there was just a tire in the middle of the track, so they red flagged the race. So everyone lines up in the pit in that order.
Yeah.
On the restart, 6 cars crashed.
Oh.
Both the Alpines crashed into each other.
Yeah.
Sergeant, I don't know what he was doing. Like, I think it would have been Nick De Vries because both of those like the slowest people on the.
Yeah.
By the way, before this, Sergeant was the only person who was lapped. By the way,
Yeah.
either that Williams is bad or he's bad. But considering Albon was in 6th before he crashed, Sergeant, Sergeant might be bad, but yeah, on that, Sergeant rear ends Nick De Vries. He's off the track.
Yeah.
Both the Alpines have crashed, and Sainz spins Alonso.
Not Alonso, no.
Alonso,
I'm sure
yeah.
Twitter hated that.
So Sainz spins Alonso and somehow doesn't break his Alonso's car.
Oh.
But then, because the red flag had to be brought out again because everyone was crashing into everyone,
Yeah.
and they all end up back in the pits. The last lap, it took them like 20 minutes to come to the decision to just nullify the last lap and not count it. So Alonso was reinstated third, so he had to move everyone out of the way. And he slots in at third in this lineup.
Yeah.
Then Sainz gets a 5-second penalty for a lap that technically didn't even exist.
Oh, what?
Because the lap was nullified.
So
but he
Alonso
still
got moved up for it, but Alonso got moved up because it didn't count. But then
Alonso
he still
got moved up because it didn't count, but Sainz still got the penalty.
Oh, the FIA, man.
Because that was lap 57, they just come into the pits. They were technically now on lap 58.
Yeah.
So instead, like in Formula E, right, they'd add two extra laps onto the end because there were slow laps under safety car.
Yeah.
No, in F1 you don't.
Yeah.
The final lap was a formation lap. So no one could overtake at the end. So it just ended up being Verstappen, Hamilton, and Alonso.
Yeah.
Only 12 cars finished the race, by the way.
Sounds like an actually fun one, I guess.
It was
Sounds like
so
chaos.
chaotic.
Yeah.
Yeah. That second to last lap was insane.
Yeah. And then the last lap didn't happen, or whatever, or one of them.
Second to last lap didn't happen because everyone crashed.
Except
but
for
they
the
were still
penalty.
given a
That did
penalty
happen,
because the FAA.
Yep.
And yeah.
Well,
None of the Ferraris finished at the point. Both the Williams crashed. Both the Alpines crashed into each other.
God. No wonder this is such an expensive, like, motorsport. Like, actually no wonder. Like, imagine you're making multi-million-dollar worth cars, and they're just, like, chucking them at each other. Like, goddamn. This is what I say. Now, they do that, but add power-ups. That's all I need.
You know that F2 clip where the guy dives bomb, like dive bomb the centuries? That is literally what Sargent done, but he went into the back of someone. Like, there was no way he could have physically stopped for that corner. Yeah.
And qualifying's not like a race, right? It's lap time, isn't it?
Yeah.
So isn't it just like if everyone behaved, everyone wins? Like, sure, it's just like, oh.
What do you mean by that?
Everyone wins, as in everyone just gets their lap time and then moves on to the race, as in not having to break a car and destroy a car.
Because obviously the more rubber on the track, the faster you go. So obviously as the longer qualifying goes on, the faster track times get.
Okay.
It's split into 3 parts. So the bottom 5 of every qualifying just get locked off and can't go into the next one.
Yeah.
But obviously the longer you are there, the better times you can set. So it's incentivized to stay in the top. So top 15, then it's top 20, then it's 5 are locked off, top 15, then the bottom are locked off, then it's top 10.
I will figure out F1 someday. But
I'm just trying to figure out MotoGP qualifying. It makes no sense to me. It uses free practice to determine who's in qualifying 1, but then the top 2 go into the British touring car stuff. I don't even know. I dread to think what the qualifying is like for that.
But when is the next race? Oh, I've got like snot.
3 weeks.
3 weeks? Oh. I need to actually. Oh my god, I've got snot. You can finish up the F1 talk while I go blow my nose.
There aren't too many races this week, or this year, really. Well, we get 3-week break, 3 races in a row, as far as I'm aware. It's triple header. And then 2 weeks race, and 1 week no race. Yeah, it's... I don't know why we have a 3-week break now, but we do. And then for all 4, that's too generous, all 1 British touring car fan. 3rd week of April, 1st and 3rd week of May, 1st and 3rd week of June, 5th week of July. We get 2 races a month, and then there's some with 1. There's only like 8 races, 8 events. I don't know how many races there are per week. From what I've seen, I think there's 3 races per weekend, which I don't even know how that's going to work. And there's like 40-something MotoGP races this year because, yeah.
But I believe if that is all for the motorsports segment, that is it for this episode of the Stick Drift Podcast. Episode 21 of the Stick Drift Podcast. Make sure you like, make sure you subscribe. Check out the Stick Drift channel as well as just watch the video, watch the podcast, watch it all the way through and whatnot. Watch it a few times.
If you've watched this far in, comment how F2 or not F2, MotoGP qualifying works, because I'd like to know. Please.
Exactly. There you go. So, yes, watch the podcast a few times. Get us the watch time, unless it's against YouTube's terms of service for us to tell you to do that. In which case, don't. But that's gonna be about it from us. Have a great rest of your day. In a
bit.